Saludos everybody, welcome back to Decent Shirt, where we play cards while we wear decent shirts. And for today's video, I have a match that I was able to record from the winner box that was held 2 weeks ago, I believe, back in my LGS in Puerto Rico. And I think it's a doozy. I think it's a really good match, and I am super excited to show it to you guys. So without much ado, let us get on to the video. Alright, and starting off our match, we're gonna see that my opponent is going to start off first. And entering into this game, I really didn't know much what to expect. This was the second round. I knew that my opponent had won his first round against Blistrix, so I was interested in what exactly this guy was up to. And we started off with a Nectar of the Gods. And this quickly let me know that this was some sort of Water Nexus or Water list because of the double Water Spirits. Normally you don't see double Water Spirits in a deck, and much less in Nectar of Gods. So Nectar of Gods also allowed me to know that this was sort of a turbo, especially because we do see a second Nectar of the Gods being played here. And in this one we did see a third Leviathan and also a Luminate. At this point, those that are trained to the eye and know what this deck most likely is, well, good for you guys. I, at this moment, did not have a clue of what this deck was up to, and it's very ironic considering everything, considering my channel and what I'm known for. It was very ironic. But if you haven't, I'll keep the secret for you later on. We do see him go for the Poseidon and then cast out practically the perfect turn 1 play, which is casting out Starbit to then ascend into Starbit Supernova. So he was able to get the turn 1 combo. Pretty nice, especially after drawing 4 cards. It's understandable that he was able to get that combo off. So Starbit Supernova, if it's ascended through this effect, it allows you to Nexus all of the spirits under Starbit and then draws you a card. So you don't really lose anything by casting the Supernova as long as you have something to move the spirits on. And this is a very strong, solid power play turn 1. But we see that our opponent is not done yet. He, again, horning in on the aggro side, he decides to play a Drops of Lead, and he uses a Fire Spirit, which makes me think, oh, maybe he's playing Krakatuga, because he's playing Water and Fire. It would make sort of sense. Right? I don't know if it was quite necessary to go at all, right? Going so deep into it, especially because you did have Supernova Starbit that could pass the spirits. But it seems like my opponent really does want some counter runes to protect the Supernova, and that's completely commendable. So we're gonna see him shuffle off 3 cards. We see Double Plucky and Lockdown, which makes a lot of sense for this deck to then shuffle them back. And we're seeing here that I'm cutting. So at this point, okay, so he's turboing out. It seems like it's a turbo Starbit kind of list. I'm interested in what he has up his sleeve. But again, the moment that we saw the Solar Spirit, I think that most people would have already caught on to what deck he was playing. And I honestly, for whatever reason, did not really think much of it. And we're going to see that possibly bite me back in the butt later on. But we do see that I do cast out my Bulldusk. And Bulldusk, for those you don't know, it basically allows you to either heal 1 Lunar Spirit or draw a card every single time that you cast a Lunar Phase. Speaking of, we do have the perfect answer for Starbit Supernova, because we are able to cast out Lunar Phase full of New Moon. I was confused. New Moon, which basically allows you to target an Elestral, suppress it, and then destroy it if you're able to discard and expend equal spirits. And we see here that I am allowed to do it, and this is a perfect basically experience or the perfect response to Starve because you are able to suppress it. Therefore, he doesn't get to move all these spirits back to this Poseidon. So I'm thinking I'm pretty good. He went 10 spirits down, and I just got rid of it without him basically making use of uh, his spirits. I'm thinking, okay, I'm probably gonna win this game. After that turn one, I am feeling very confident. So I decide I'm gonna play it a little bit slow. There's no need to rush this. I'm gonna cast the Boltas. I'm gonna also set a card. I did get to discard a Wavy Crescent with the New Moon, as you can see there in the discard pile, which allows me to basically, after it's discarded, draw a card and then discard a card, which is what you saw. We do see that our opponent in his turn, as a response, goes and plays his third Nectar of Gods, which is pretty crazy. Very turbo of him, as if he hadn't already lost enough spirits. He's decided, you know what, I'm going to commit and going to go for 2 more spirits. And I'm thinking, okay, but he doesn't cast out any Elestrals, so I'm thinking, oh, I'm definitely in the driver's seat. So I'm going to go and play a little bit more fast, and I'm going to cast out Comalis, see if he procs anything, but it doesn't seem like he procs anything. He doesn't see any BTAs or anything, so I'm just going to, okay, let's try to waste their Tsunamis, but he doesn't play any Tsunami either. And I'm thinking, oh, we're definitely on, and especially seeing the double Fire Spirit, the second Fire Spirit, basically makes me think, oh, he's definitely on something like your Krakatuga. So, once again, I am feeling that I'm on the driver's seat. I am setting 1 card. I don't want to fall into a hurricane. We do see a Dratagua, and at this point, this is probably one of the biggest mistakes that I made. I don't know, that hindsight's 2020. I did have a Gorgon set, and I didn't cast it on the Dratagua, thinking, okay, it's not too much. But then we do see that he uses his Poseidon to heal another 4th spirit, right? So we're saying, okay, that's fine. It hurt me a little bit. But then we see that he casts another Poseidon. And at this point, it's like, okay, I am definitely in a world of hurt. He's definitely healing. And I don't have a way to beat over that Tartagua, ironically enough. So, we do see him heal 6 spirits in this turn. We do see him play another Poseidon. So, realistically, it's like 4 spirits when you really think about it. But I do cast Warp Up thinking, okay, I need to beat over this Tartagua and I need my Lyca Void. However, it is met with a Gorgon's Gaze, which means I am not able to search for my Lunar Phase Full Moon. And this is a very good play on his behalf, because normally people wait until after you've played the Lunar Phase Full Moon for you to go against it. But at this point, since I do have a Comalis in play, he definitely is not benefited at all that I play the Full Moon at all. So, for that reason, Gorgazing the Necrof on cast was a very, very good play. We do see him going into his turn, casting out on the effect of Poseidon once again to heal 2 more. And then here is when I realize I am in a deep world of hurt, and I probably made a big mistake. He chose the Chronodile. If you remember the first turn when he showed the Solar Spirit, that a better player probably would have realized, oh, he's playing Chronodile. But I didn't make the connection at that point, and basically I'm being hit in the butt this time. I do have a Gorgon's Gaze set, so that does help. But we do see that he is misenchanted. He did use both of his Solar Spirits before casting the Chronodile, so he doesn't have any other Solar Spirits. That's a good sign for me. But it's only a matter of time before he draws an Ambrosia, since he hasn't used any yet, and he has drawn a bunch of cards. We do see him go and cast another Poseidon. This is his 3rd Poseidon, and he's able to enchant it with 2 more. I do try to Gorgon's Gaze because I think, okay, maybe he has a way to enchant a Solar Spirit. I should probably do something, but no. We do see him meet my Gorgon's Gaze with a Chains of Prometheans, which was pretty bad, because that means I am not going to be able to protect my Comalis, because Chronodile is probably going to pop my Elestral. So I'm thinking, okay, this is really bad. I am in a very bad state right now. And we do see him try to attack, and he beats over my Comalis. He's feeling pretty sure. He did take quite the gander and not trying to wait a turn and Hope that I wasn't playing shield, but here we are. He was able to correctly predict, and he beat over my Comalis, which was really bad because I really needed it. But there's still hope. He hasn't played a Solar Spirit. I do have some way of getting back into this game, and I'm just thinking of all the different plays that I can go about. Thinking, okay, maybe I can expend one and then I can draw into an Earthquake or resting. However, you're going to see that is not the case. I am not able to draw many out, so I'm going to set a card and I'm going to change my Elestrals. I'm thinking, should I put it in defense? Thinking maybe I can bluff an Argo, but at this point, considering that I already showed that I was considering changing my warp up to defense, but realistically, it's not a good idea. I can't bluff the Argo because he can just pop my back row if he thinks it's an Argo. So at this point, I just decide, okay, I'm going to change this to defense. As you can see, the first set back row was an Ambro. We do see him go for an Ambro, and this is the point where I'm thinking, okay, I probably lost this game because he is able to finally draw into the Ambrosia that is going to get him the Luminate. And he does have double Poseidon. He just has to Nexus both of them, and he no longer is reliant on Divine Runes. So I'm thinking, okay, this is a great moment for him to go for the Chronodile combo. Now, this is really hard for me because there's not much I can really do. We're going to see him kind of count the spirits, make sure that he is immune, and then he's going to use this effect to pop one of my back row. He is going to hit my PTA, which again I set as a bluff, kind of preemptively to try to force him to use his spirits, and he's going to swing over my Elestral. At this point, I'm just scrapping Astralis, thinking, okay, what can I do? I can possibly set more runes to try to force him to basically disenchant his spirits and run out of spirits. But he does have 2 Poseidons, so it's kind of hard. He will have enough spirits all in all. He can just keep enchanting more spirits. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to have to cast more bodies and more runes and just try to stall until I get him low enough, or I can draw an answer, which at this point in the game, I don't think I have any answer towards the Chronodile, especially if he chooses to use the Poseidon's effects to pass all the spirits to the Chronodile. We do cast a Comalis in defense. This was something that I wasn't very sure about because I did want to keep that Comalis so I could technically ascend into the Ferguys or Posamus that could swing over it, but unfortunately wasn't able to really keep it. We do see him, however, go for a foaming, which is something that confused me. At this point, I would have thought that you would just put all your eggs into one basket, which would be the Chronodile. And we're also going to notice that he's not going to use the Poseidon's effect, and he's just going to keep using his effect to disenchant and destroy. He's going to pop my Ambro, which I had set as a bluff. But again, I find it so weird that he's not using the effects on Poseidon. At this point, there's no point, and he just putting himself in the line of fire where if I possibly had a way to destroy a rune and any of the divine runes, then suddenly the lock would be done, and then I could use something like an earthquake, or in this case I do have a new moon in my hand, but unfortunately I'm still not able to get over any of the other spirits. Again, don't know at this point. I don't know why he's going for the foamy. I don't understand what's the purpose of this, but we're gonna see very soon why he went for the foamy, and I gotta say it's a game-winning play for sure. So I'm gonna expend to draw again, try to see what are my options. I believe that I drew a second Ambrosia there, and I'm just thinking, okay, I expended, I'm just gonna have to pass. Really did not see anything, and we're gonna see that the foam is then going to ascend into a Locagon, and this is where any chance of me coming back into this game is probably sent to the underworld, because he does cast an Ambrosia, which is kind of cut off there, but you can see it. He casts Ambrosia, which is gonna proc the Locagon effect to destroy my Bulldusk, and or Warpa, sorry. And in this case, he's gonna swing for 5. Again, I don't know why he didn't use the Poseidon effect. I didn't have any back row. He could have easily passed the Spirit and just hit me for 1 more. And again, it's very beneficial still for him. Uh, I still don't know why he's keeping the Spirits on the Poseidon, but alas, here we are. He is definitely putting me at the edge of the game, and I'm looking through my cards, seeing, okay, maybe I'll expend 1 more to try to see if I get something. But as you can see, I'm going to scoop here because I wasn't able to draw anything. All right, and that's the game. Good GG's to my opponent. So guys, what do you guys think? Did you guys enjoy the match? Please let me know in the comment section. I personally think it was a really good match all in all. I am kind of mad at myself for losing that game. I think I could have done some things better, but ultimately I just wasn't prepared for Chronodial, ironically enough, considering I'm the Chronodial guy here in the internet. But good games to my opponent. He definitely was able to make a major comeback, and he definitely deserved that win. And overall, I think he's really good. He was actually able to win the tournament. So he went undefeated with that deck list, and hopefully I can make a deck list report on it soon. But that will be all from me. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already, because it helps me a lot, and there are many things that are in store for this channel, so hopefully you'll stick around. Now, that would be all from me, Decent Shirt, signing out.